Do you ever walk down the aisles in the fabric store and feel frustrated because you can't find the perfect design for your quilting project or your sewing projects? What if you could create that fabric yourself in just 1 week, even if you've never used professional design software? Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on my $37 coaching week to show you exactly how we go from a simple doodle or sketch to a professional pattern. If you've been watching from the sidelines, this is your sign to jump in, because here's what I believe. When you can see the path feels possible. Welcome to the Creative Business Spark podcast. I'm Anne LaFollette, creative entrepreneur, online educator, and business coach. After getting laid off in my late 50s, I found myself adrift with no income and no sense of self. But my mom always said, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. So I decided to reinvent myself and build an online creative business from scratch. Now I help women like you do the same. This podcast is where art, mindset, and entrepreneurship meet. I'll share behind-the-scenes lessons, inspiring stories, mindset shifts, and more. Let this be the spark you need to build or grow a creative business with joy and purpose. Let's dive in, because it's never too late to create. Hi there, and welcome to this week's episode of the Creative Business Spark podcast. My student Susan recently asked me to explain my From Doodles to Dollars coaching week program. Since she asked, I thought many of you might be curious as well. So let's dive in. What is it? The From Doodles to Dollars coaching week is my hands-on introductory program where I teach you how to turn a simple doodle or sketch into a beautiful repeating pattern using Adobe Illustrator. Now, what is a repeating pattern? It's a pattern like what you see on my blouse that repeats endlessly from top to bottom and side to side. Now, why might you want to learn this skill? If you've ever been frustrated walking down the aisles of your local fabric store, unable to find exactly what you need for your quilting or your sewing projects, this is for you. Or if you love wrapping gifts in unique wrapping papers, but you'd actually like to have your designs on those wrapping papers instead of someone else's, this is also for you. And maybe you've always wanted to see your designs on fabric, but didn't know where to start. So this is for you. And I especially want to invite you if you've buried your creativity inside of you because someone said you weren't talented enough to pursue it. That is not true. I'm going to get very tactical now so that you know exactly how the Doodles coaching week works, and I'm going to put a lot of visuals on screen. And so if you're listening to the audio podcast, you might want to pause and pop over to my YouTube channel, which you can find at youtube.com/Anne LaFollette with the number 1 at the end. And then you can actually see what I'm showing on screen. But all of this information will also be outlined in the show notes in case you want to look there. The lessons run April 13th through April 24th with a very much appreciated weekend break built in so that you can breathe, you can practice, and you can also catch up if needed. Since we start next Monday, this is the final week to secure your spot. By the end of our time in the coaching week, you'll have created your very first, or maybe it's your next, seamlessly repeating pattern that repeats endlessly from side to side and top to bottom. The kind that can go on fabric, wrapping paper, wallpaper, greeting cards, notebook covers, really any product that you can dream up. That's not a promise I take lightly. I've taught this program many times, and I've watched thousands of women and men, many of whom have never opened Illustrator before, cross that finish line. The investment is just $37. I priced it this way on purpose because I don't want cost to be the thing that keeps someone from discovering what's possible for them. Now let's talk about what you actually need. I want to ease one of the biggest worries right up front, the tech. You'll need 3 things: a computer or a laptop. We are not going to be working on an iPad or any kind of drawing tablet, just either a Mac or a PC. Computer, meaning desktop computer, or your laptop will work. I will give you access to a free trial of Adobe Illustrator, and I'll show you exactly how to get it. And you also need either your smartphone or a scanner, because once you have your little doodles and sketches, we need to make sure that they're on your desktop. And that's a very easy either AirDrop or you email it to yourself and then save it on your computer. You do not need to have used Illustrator before. Most of the people who come into the Doodles program have never opened it before. You also do not need a fancy drawing tablet. We're not going to be using the iPad or Procreate. You also do not need any art school training. You just need a pen, a piece of paper, and the willingness to try something new. You can even use my own doodles if you want to save yourself a step and make it even easier to follow along. You'll see that option when you go to the enrollment page. I want to say something really personal here. I learned how to use Adobe Illustrator in my late 50s. I think I might have actually been just 60. And this was after 30 years in corporate America in totally non-creative jobs. I was initially really overwhelmed by it. It felt very much like you're in the cockpit of an airplane. But if I can do it, you absolutely can too. And because of my personal experience, I break it down into baby steps so that you can follow along one step at a time. Let's walk through the schedule together day by day, and you can either get your calendar out right now or just listen. I've put the full schedule up on screen right now, so if you're watching on YouTube, you can see the whole picture at a glance. But if you are listening to the audio podcast, all of the dates are listed in the show notes. So let's talk about how each session works. I go live to teach in a private Facebook group, it's a pop-up group, at 10 a.m. Pacific, which is 1 p.m. Eastern. Now, many people who join the program are working, and so they're going to get a replay. Everyone gets a replay at the end of each session so that you can watch it later in the afternoon or in the evening if that works better for you. In the first lesson, we open up Adobe Illustrator and I show you how to import, it's called place, your doodles or your sketches into the program inside your first document. And I promise we keep it really, really simple because I know what that name, Adobe Illustrator, conjures up. Illustrator has hundreds of tools and menus and panels. But here's what I need you to know. You actually only need to learn a tiny fraction of the program to be able to create beautiful repeating patterns. So I am just going to focus on the essentials. I walk you through every single click. I take it really, really slow so that you can make sure you see where my cursor is moving on screen. And I also don't assume that you know anything already. We'll take one of your simple sketches. It might be a flower, a leaf, a heart, whatever speaks to you. And I'll show you how to bring it into Adobe Illustrator, step by step. We go at a pace that works for beginners, and I'm right with you every step along the way. Now, the second lesson is all about turning those doodles and sketches into what's called vector artwork and adding color to them. So you're going to go from a black and white sketch to a colorized and vectorized version. And on the next day, this is when the magic happens. This is the day that you take your colored doodles or sketches and you turn them into a seamlessly repeating pattern. I teach what I call my 3 golden rules for creating a pattern that tiles perfectly every single time. And there are a lot of steps. You can't skip any of them, and you need to do them in order. But I walk you through it one step at a time. When you see your design repeat seamlessly across the screen, no gaps, no awkward overlaps, just your art flowing beautifully in every direction, sideways, from side to side, and from top to bottom. The feeling is hard to describe. It's part pride, it's part surprise, and it's part I cannot believe I just did that. This is the moment that changes everything. Because now you're not just someone who doodles, you're someone who knows how to create a repeating pattern that can be put on all kinds of different products, including the shirt that I'm wearing. And I'm wearing this shirt today on purpose because it's one of my doodles. It's just little pebbles. I made them with a black pen. I brought them into Illustrator and then I added a bunch of color to them and then I created the repeat that you see. I then sent the file to get made into fabric and sewed it into this beautiful blouse. There's a very big difference between thinking about it and actually doing it, which is what's so exciting about this program. On the next day, we have a very special session because I walk you through 7 different ways that you can earn income from your designs. That's why it's called From Doodles to Dollars, or think of it as turning your doodles into income. I cover print on demand, licensing, Etsy shops, teaching, commissioned work, and more. Because this is the now what answered in full. It connects the skill that you just learned to the real world opportunities waiting for you. I want to show you what's possible and get you very excited about it. And then we have 3 troubleshooting sessions. On Friday of that first week, we have our first troubleshooting session, and then I give you the week off to make sure you have some extra time to complete your pattern, to fix it if there's a mistake, because of course I cover the 3 most common mistakes and how to fix them. And then in the second week, I have 2 special bonus sessions to troubleshoot your patterns that I'm going to tell you about in just a second. So if you get stuck, these sessions are part of a bonus pack, and they're consistently some of the most celebrated in the entire program. And here's why. If you get stuck at any point, and there is absolutely no shame in getting stuck, we all get stuck in the beginning when we're learning something new. It certainly happened to me. These sessions are where we work through it together. This is not a program where you're left alone to figure it out. You can literally send me your Illustrator file. I'll open it on screen and I'll walk you through exactly how to fix it. Step by step. It's like having a private tutor on call. Sounds amazing, right? Because it actually is. I don't know any other program where you not only have direct access to me, but you can send me your Illustrator file, and then I will open it on screen and show you exactly what you need to do to fix whatever issue you've run into. Then we wrap everything up with a closing celebration where we announce prizes and we celebrate everything that you've created. There is something really powerful about crossing the finish line with a group of amazing creatives who have been on the same journey. The closing celebration is one of my favorite sessions to host. I love watching you all realize what you've accomplished in a really short period of time. And then one last thing that's important to know, access to all of the replays goes away on April 24th. So it's really important that you block out these 2 weeks on your calendar. Now, I want to talk about a couple of additional things that are included because this is a very comprehensive and very high-touch program. The lessons are the backbone of the Doodles Coaching Week, but there's more packed into this $37 investment than most programs, charging 10 times as much. You get access to a private pop-up Facebook group. This is where you'll post your homework. Yes, there is homework. I show you an example of what one of the posts looks like on screen because I want to see your progress. I want you to be able to ask me questions. I want to be able to celebrate all of your wins. And I also want you to be able to connect with other creatives who are on the same journey. Participating in the pop-up group is not required, but you miss out on an awful lot of the fun and also my ability to see the progress that you're making if you don't join us. The pop-up group is the best way for you to post your homework so I can see your progress. It's also where I'll be able to see if you're running into any issues so that I can jump in and help you. And it's also a really, really fun place to be on this journey together with other people who are all accomplishing the same goal. You also get downloadable step-by-step instruction sheets for each lesson. You can download them onto your computer and save them. I know that we all learn differently. Some people love following along with me in real time. Some people will definitely be watching the replays because they're working, so they'll be catching up at night. And then others want detailed written directions as they watch the videos, because who doesn't like to have a cheat sheet next to you to make sure that you didn't skip a step? My students tell me these guides are beautiful and incredibly helpful, and I've put a lot of love into creating them. And then there's that private tutor level of support during the troubleshooting sessions. The level of personal access to me in this program genuinely surprises people. The Doodles Coaching Week is for you if you've always loved creating, but you've never known how to turn it into something more. It's also for you if you doodled on every notebook in school. And it's also perfect for you if you've always wanted to see your designs on fabric or wrapping paper, but felt overwhelmed by the tech or just didn't know where to start. And I especially have a place in my heart for any of you who might have been told that you were not good enough or that you needed to go to art school in order to pursue this creative outlet. I know that you have the talent, and I am going to cheer you on every step along the way, and so I would love to invite you to join us. It's also for you if you've taken classes in the past, but you didn't finish them. This is a really short little sprint, and it's a great way for you to explore if this is something that you want to continue with. You don't need experience in advance with any fancy design software. You don't need to be good at art. You need to be willing to try, willing to be imperfect, and willing to show up with an open heart and a beginner's mindset. That's really it. Those are the only requirements. I want to be transparent about something as well, because I think that honesty matters, especially in this environment today where trust is at an all-time low. The From Doodles to Dollars Coaching Week is designed to be a complete experience on its own. By the end, you'll have a real finished pattern that you can put on products. It stands alone beautifully, and many of my students have done incredible things with just what they learned in the Doodles Coaching Week. It's also the natural starting point for you if you want to go deeper. Some of my Doodles students go on to enroll in my Pattern Design Academy, where we spend 9 weeks together diving into advanced techniques. We design in collections, we build portfolios, and we explore the business side of this industry. But that is not a requirement. It's absolutely your choice. My job is to help you take the first step, and then you get to decide what comes next. The Doodles Coaching Week starts this coming Monday, April 13th, which is coming up very soon. And because they provide such high-touch support in both the Facebook group and in those troubleshooting sessions, doors will be closing soon. If you want to join us for this round, you need to head over to the link right away. Go to members.artwithann.com/doodles to claim your space. I'll put it on screen, so let me say it again. Also, if you're listening, you can just type this into your browser. It's members.artwithann.com/doodles. And there's an E at the end of Ann. If you've been watching or wondering or waiting for the right moment, this is a genuinely low-risk way to find out if creating repeating patterns is your thing. It's only $37. You get step-by-step support. You'll have your first design to put on fabric, wrapping paper, and more. So go to members.artwithann.com/doodles to claim your spot. I'll also make sure that the link is in the show notes. Thank you so much for listening and for watching today. If you're watching on YouTube, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit the subscribe button. That does actually help more people see my videos. And if you're listening to the audio podcast, you can pop over to YouTube by going to youtube.com/AnnLaFollette with the number 1 at the end to watch the episode, since I put a lot of really fun resources on screen. But you can also access all of the information that you need in the show notes. Bye for now, and I hope to see you in Doodles. I always like to say in closing that I am Ann LaFollette. And remember, it's never too late to create. That's it for today, and I'll see you again next week.